Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Washington Nationals March to October. We are sitting here in Season 3, just pretty much at the trade deadline. We're not quite there, but we already made our trade for another prospect, and I doubt we get another one popping up in the next day. But as you can see, and as you probably already know, we are 108 games into this season and we have yet to turn it around. We are back-to-back World Series champions. We are now the second-ranked team in terms of overall, yet for some reason, this year more than any, it has been tougher to win games. And the further we get, the less time we have, but you know what? That all changes today. This episode right now is where things turn around because they kind of just have to. We're 10 games back in the division. It's still possible. We're also 6.5 back of a wild card spot as of right now. But our team is just way too good to go this entire season without putting together a good stretch and making the playoffs. Like, look at this team. Offensively, everybody is having a really good season. Like, everybody. We're all good on offense. Just for some reason this year, it's the pitching has just gone downhill. Now, I will say, even though 4 of the 5 still have that snowflake next to them, the numbers are microscopically looking better. So if the pitching can just stay the course here and steadily get better, the offense is putting in work. Like, look at this game. How often were we seeing games like this through the first 2 seasons? 7-6. It's always 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. But this year, it seems like every game is a high-scoring game. And I could rant. I could keep ranting. I shouldn't. But one more thing that's been so frustrating is just the lack of playing games. We've had so much of this season simmed without any positive or negative momentum. Like, we have had no quick turnarounds of games. We've had no, consecutive games. We haven't really been given a chance to build up momentum. The few times we've actually gotten some positive under our belts, it just sims like a full week until everything's gone and we got to start back from scratch. But anyway, it's time. Like I said, we're turning it around. First game of the episode today against Miami. We're starting with a 7-6 lead in the top of the 8th. They have a runner on second with 1 out. Got to get out of a little bit of a jam. And we have Adam Cimber on the mound. It looks like 5 of their 6 runs have come this inning. So let's see what we're looking like. I did see as we were loading in that it seems like Mackenzie Gore was having a good game. He pitched through 7, started the 8th, and that's where he fell apart. I wish they would have just taken him out after 7. Regardless of how well he was pitching, he probably shouldn't be going into the 8th anyway. But then Matt Moore came in, gave up a couple more runs, so that's why Adam Cimber is in the game now. We have 3 bombs, Hap, Sheets, and Casas, a triple from Rosario, a couple doubles, 3-hit game for Luis Garcia, and all we got to do here is just hold it. I don't even need offense. All we need to do is keep them from scoring. We're locked in with Cimber though, because they just brought him in, so we have to keep him in for at least 3 hitters or the rest of this inning. But I'm not even mad about that. I like Cimber. There we go. Blew 87 past him. That's what Cimber does. And then we got him to do that. We're going to need a good throw, Ahmed, and we got him. All right. I don't know why it looked like he scooped that. I got a green throw. But there we go. Kept them from doing anything. We just got to close it. And it wouldn't hurt to add on maybe a run or 2 of insurance. All right, leadoff walk for Hap. It's a good way to start getting some insurance runs. Oh, and I'm under that. Look at that. The timing was there. I just dropped the PCI too far. What's new? No, and that's actually going to be a double play. I hit that so hard. That's just how this season's been going. Gonna have to make the 1-run lead be enough. Sir Anthony Dominguez has been good for me when I use him. But we got a tough part of the order coming up. 2, 3, 4. Oh my God, he got around on the sinker, but Casas made the play. Oh, that is a huge play to get the first out of the inning. Look at that super dive. Is he gonna make? Oh, I thought he was gonna make a second one. Could you imagine? I think the difference there is that one was an auto dive and the first one was a me dive. All right, we got the punch out. Perfect circle change. Oh, and then we blew it past him right upstairs like that. Another good save for Dominguez. The defense was kind of what bailed me out there. Casas doesn't make that play, and we've got runners on first and second. Nobody out. Only a 1 fireball, though, so that's not crazy. But sometimes the way you got to think of it is if we would have lost that game, it would have been a lot of negative. So that's what makes that a nice little win, even though it's not going to give us much. But this is the true thing here is we need to see a quick turnaround for once. We can't just play one game, add 1 fireball, and then sim 10 days, because that's what's been happening. Gotta give me a chance to build on the foundation here. So we're gonna add a little bit. That's not a lot. It might only be good for a win or 2. So let's get those 2 wins and then get right back into a game. So there we go. There's the 2. Oh, okay, actually, no. I'm glad we get to see this first. So it's been 3 weeks then, I guess, since the draft. So now we get to see our true ratings and potential of our drafted players. And this top one looks like a bit of a disappointment. Rex Daly is a 68 now, which is nice, but he tops out at a 71. You'd like to see a little bit higher potential than that with the window we were given. I mean, that's nowhere near the midpoint between 67 and 82. But I don't know. He might not even be bad. He's got 99 velo. It won't let you check from here if he has any quirks like outlier or something. But he's got 99 velo, a pretty good pitch mix, 4 pitches, really good walks per 9. So even though the control's only a 51, he's going to be pretty accurate, and the other per 9s are not bad at all. He seems usable to me. He actually does. Now this one looks like a good pick. Well, maybe not. Michael Zhang, catcher prospect with a potential of 91, which is good. What's bad is he's a 48 right now. So it's going to take a long time, maybe even longer than we're going to be able to play this March to October for him to become anything. But we can already kind of see this far down in the ratings, he has a solid foundation of contact and vision. But yeah, everything's got to get way better. Benito Cabral, he was what I consider to be a safe pick, and that potential's good. I'm just not a big fan of being only a 61 to start. I don't remember what the window for his current overall said it could be, but 61's a little low for being 22 years old to start. But you never know. If he gets on the 40-man, gets a fast track, that could change that. Then we took Alejandro Marte, and he's pretty much exactly what I anticipated him to be. He's already a 67 with only 70 potential, but he's got pretty solid contact, good speed. I thought, maybe I was wrong, but I thought I had more secondary positions from him. Actually, that changes, doesn't it? Because Alonso Acevedo definitely didn't have a catcher secondary when we drafted him. Then all of a sudden he did. So maybe we don't put too much stock into the secondary position yet. But if that comes back with a decent amount of secondaries, he could turn into an okay utility type player. Giancarlo Bruno is pretty much exactly what we expected. Only a 67 overall potential with pretty good contact. He's Jamal Magruder-esque. Not quite as high of an overall, not quite as good contact, but maybe, maybe he gets there, who knows. And then our last pick, actually the last pick, Jose Nunez. Yeah, I don't know, nothing special about him. 54 now, 73 potential. It's not terrible for the last pick of a draft, but I doubt he becomes anything. But now we get to look at the rest of the draft class, and I am just now realizing I forgot to write down anybody that I might have been looking at that got picked elsewhere. So hopefully they just come back to me when I'm looking. But let's look at our own division first. I do remember scouting this guy, but I don't think I was really wanting to pick him, and looks like that was a good thing. What about this last pick for them? Okay, he's only a 49 at 22 years old, so that's not that good of a pick. Their best pick, the Phillies, was probably this guy, Salvador Carrara. 69 overall to start with good potential. The Mets, doesn't really look like they made any good picks. Yeah, they struck out big time in this draft. The Marlins might have made a couple solid ones. That's a lot of 80 plus potentials there. This top guy with good contact and speed and a lot of room to develop, being only 19. This dude looks like a good relief pitcher already. 85 hits per 9 with 72 home runs per 9. And he's going to get all the way up to an 89. That's crazy. This guy's not quite as good, a little lower overall. They got a shortstop who's also kind of a low overall. This is the one bad prospect in terms of potential. And then their last pick, also a low overall, so we probably won't see him get to that potential. And then we've got the Braves. Did they make any good picks? It doesn't really look like it. All right, and then I will look at the rest of the league and chime back in if I see anything interesting. All right, well, I almost immediately found something interesting here. This guy, David Hinojosa, I don't know, that's probably way off, but 18, already a 68 overall with solid fielding and 98 speed. Good contact, not much power, but a 98 potential. A's got a really good looking prospect too, only 18, 73 overall to start with that hitting, and he can get up to an 89. This was the guy who I think right at the last minute I realized that he was actually looking pretty good scouting wise, and I was gonna pick him with the first pick, and then he got picked literally the pick right before. But yeah, that would have been kind of nice. 63 overall, 18-year-old with a 93 potential. Yeah, that would have been probably better than the first pick that I did get. All right, this Peter Francisco was somebody that I remember being on my radar, but I'm glad that I didn't get to take him, because yeah, this is kind of what I thought might happen. 73 overall right now. If he would just like stay at this, looking pretty good. Good fielding, good speed, solid power. Problem is he's got a 62 potential, so he is only gonna regress. Can't forget the #1 overall pick in the draft, the Elly De La Cruz clone, and he actually looks like he was a pretty good pick. 73 overall to start at 18 with a 90 potential. Not quite Elly De La Cruz with his speed, but looks like he has a pretty solid switch hitting bat, especially against righties. Decent enough in the field. That's definitely one of the better picks in this draft. Cubs are the last team I have to look at, and no one really stands out. I mean, this guy's all right, but honestly, most of this draft class, even back when I was scouting it, there were so many 18-year-olds, a couple of 19-year-olds. Most of the draft class was young. So most of what I was seeing is a lot of teams whose #1 pick, kind of like ours, wasn't that great, because there's so much variation from what an 18-year-old can be in that potential. I mean, fully scouted, it's a window of 15 overall. I also was seeing a lot of guys like Michael Zhang too, who had pretty nice potential, but they've got a long way to go. So yeah, all right. I mean, we didn't have the strongest draft class, but I also don't know how much better it could have gotten. I don't know if there was really anybody else that was like, oh, I should have taken them. So I think we did all right. And I mean, on top of that, we've got a lot of young players anyway. And look at this. Okay, at least we only simmed 2 games without momentum. That was a pretty good stretch. I think the only loss was that game against St. Louis. And I was definitely saying something, and I completely forgot what I was saying. But let's move on. We got another game to win. I know I'm in danger, but we're getting better. Even with all those wins, though, we only gained 1 game on the Braves. Somehow, though, they've dropped down to being 5th ranked. They were 3rd for the longest time, with us 2nd. We did move up to 4.5 back in the wild card, so we made some progress there. And we are now 2 games under 500. I don't know when the last time, even if ever this season, that we were at 500. We might not have gotten to 500 once this year. I don't remember. But if we can pull out a win here, it's another one. We just got to hold on to a 2-1 lead. If we can pull out a win here, we get within 1 game of 500. We get a little bit more momentum. We'll probably end up at or above 500. Oh, and look at how this flipped. With just about 1 time through the rotation simming, now everybody but Blake Snell is either hot or normal. And I don't know how Cade Cavalli didn't stay hot, because his ERA dropped from 4.40 now down to 4.19. And he got up to an A potential. Look at that. Where did that come from? Wow. Okay. I'm pretty sure he was a high B potential as it was, just because he was already a B, and then we got that the call up thing and all that. But moving up to an A, that's huge. All right, let's go. Let's get into this game. Let's keep it positive here. All we got to do is hold on to another one, and we have Efros on the mound. That's probably who you want out there when you're trying to hold a lead. And let's check what we're looking like here. A couple of homers, 2 solo shots, 1 from Happ, 1 from Abrams. Look at Abrams at 7 homers, and he's only played like half the year, if even. He's found a bit of a power stroke, it looks like. And all right, this is what I like to see. Pretty solid start from Adone. 6 innings, only the 1 run allowed. I don't like 4 walks, but slowly but surely that ERA is starting to come down. All right, maybe let's roll a quick double play here. That must be Adone's runner on first, so he came back out for the 7th, gave up a base runner, and then got yanked. Oh, he swung at a pitch that hit him. That's how nasty the F-Frost slider is. Oh, let it... Casas, let it hit the ground. It's okay, that's 2, keeping him on first. Perfect circle change. 1 more here, F-Frost. Make the play sheets nice. All right. Good inning. Got 3 outs in a row. Got out of it. I would really like some insurance, though, this time, please. Oh, and I popped it up. That was a really good pitch. I had the right idea. I just didn't quite commit enough to getting the PCI up there. I think that's not going to drop in for me, no. Under the fastball at the bottom of the zone. Happ got that right down the middle. There's no way I was missing that. 2-out double. We got to bring him around here. Oh, you got to be kidding. This is just how it goes. I hit a rocket into a double play with Soto in the last game to end our little scoring threat. And then in this one, I get a perfect that doesn't get through. I'm going to go to Mantiply here. We have 2 lefties coming up this inning and Arenado sandwiched in the middle. But right now, Arenado has lower contact against lefties, even though he does have higher power, but we'll just miss the bat. There we go. That should be a nice, easy ground out. Oh, what a circle change to get Arenado. And then we got the punch out on the 12-6. Great inning from Mantiply to set it up. Now we have Dominguez ready to close another one. Hopefully it doesn't have to be a 1-run lead. Oh, yeah, that was a good pitch. The pitch before, though, just kind of crossed me up, and it was right down the middle. That's a pretty bad strikeout. Man, again? I was late on 2 fastballs. I'm not seeing that fastball. We've had a couple pitchers today run it to the high 90s, and I feel like I've been able to get around on it. But now all of a sudden it hits 100, and I can't hit it. Okay. Thought that was going to get to the gap. It's going to be a 1-run lead again for Dominguez. I mean, we just can't make it easy on him. That was a little scary. Kind of left that fastball right there, and he just missed it. Ooh, they said he went around. Nice. Oh, and then he's frozen on the heat up 98. 1 more. Is not a very favorable matchup here with Seth Brown against a righty. Oh, what a dot there, Dominguez. 1 to go. Oh, we got him all crossed up on the slider. Dominguez again saves the day. I know that's a couple of already established 1-run leads that we haven't done anything to improve upon, but at least we've held on to them. And this one, that's definitely not 3, but it's good for 2. I don't know what was different about this game than the other one. Maybe just 1 extra inning. All right, so what's this going to mean then? I mean, we were at neutral, so we won't get a ton, but actually that's pretty big for only being 2 more fireballs added on. Could give us a decent amount more wins. That's a 500 record there. That's over 500. We're 2 games over now. Ooh, hang on a second. A call-up opportunity for Isan Diaz, who already got a fast track and a call-up last year to get him up to a 77 with a B potential. Now we get a chance to boost him even more. I mean, he's absolutely tearing up AAA, but when he was in the bigs, honestly, both these 2 seasons, he really just couldn't get anything going. Who would I send down, though, is the question, because we can't put any stock into actually getting a boost. We have to assume that if I call him up, I'm just calling up 77 Isan Diaz for somebody else. So we got to make sure that current Isan Diaz is better than whoever I would send down. And we do have Lane Thomas on the team, who is not good. And actually, if you look at our bench right now, I mean, you got Thomas, who's only an outfielder. You got Rosario, who's a shortstop, but all of his secondaries are outfield. And then Josh Bell, first base, but his secondaries are outfield. So we actually could probably use another infielder, like another backup infielder instead of a backup outfielder like Lane Thomas. He is on the last year of his contract. I wanted to trade him. We never got a trade to pop up. He's still progressing, but he is not good this year. He's actually terrible. Negative .8 wins above replacement. It used to be worse, so I guess he's technically playing a little better. He does start, though, against lefties, so we'd have to find a way to put somebody else in. I guess, like, finding a way to get Casas in wouldn't be bad, because he's not really bad against lefties. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to call up Isan Diaz for Lane Thomas, and then we will get a chance to boost Diaz even more than he's already been boosted. All right, but let's do it. Call up Isan Diaz, send down Lane Thomas, and I almost guarantee Thomas will just be right back up as one of our 2 September call-ups. And then who knows what the CPU will do from there going into the postseason lineups. But so let's lock it in. Diaz is back up, and then we get a chance to boost him a bit. And I think I'm going to do that in this episode, and then that'll be it. Still in danger, but our projected wins is up to 85. We are finally above 500. 60 and 59. We gained one more game on the Braves. And then how about the wild card? We're only 2 back now of the wild card, so that's where we're gaining ground. All right, so without Lane Thomas, this is how we're going to change up our lineup against lefties. We're going to move Hap back to the outfield, so I think he's back playing. Yeah, he's playing right full time now. And then we got Tristan Casas into the lineup against lefties, so now he's playing every day. He's actually the everyday third baseman. And then also, I didn't realize it, but kind of under the radar, Ahmed Rosario, he's got his average up to 281 with a 344 on base. This is the Ahmed Rosario we signed. He's finally here. Isan Diaz back in the bigs, playing Seattle at home. Hopefully we face a righty and we can get him a pretty solid third boost, because this would be his third attribute boost of this March to October. So yeah, no, that is who I knew would be on the mound. Not just a lefty, but Robbie Ray. That's fine. We'll be fine. And we're okay, and we're batting 9th. So we're hardly going to get any at-bats. Might only get 3, especially if we're stepping up for the first time here in the third. We got a fastball kind of right there. He doesn't throw quite as fast as I thought. Should be hitting that. All right, off to a great start. Oh, go! Go, ball! Perfect! Boost secure! Lefty, lefty, perfect to straightaway center, and that should, right there, lock up an Isan Diaz boost. Man, that didn't even register right away that I had just hit a perfect. Like, it took a second. I did not realize that I made that good of a swing right away. And I was scared that was going to stay in too, because we've seen that plenty of times. Oh, and we're down 4-1 now. Come on, Adone. Don't fall apart. I also have the only hit. We only have 1 hit? I didn't notice that until just now. And there's a walk. Perfect day stays intact here. 1 for 1 with a walk. We need the rest of this team to come through here now. They want me to steal here? I'm gonna disobey that. I'm not taking off. There is no reason to steal with 35 speed here. Okay, we've got him to work it to a 3-2 count. I guess now I do steal because there's 2 outs, 3-2. And he worked a walk. All right. I guess I forced that to happen. Now we need a big swing here with 2 outs from Soto. Oh, wait. And he's going to get there. Okay. So 2 walks and then a deflected ground ball. Now we have, it's got to be Meneses, right, against the lefty. Come on. Do your thing. Oh, it's an 0-2 count. That means he's just going to strike out, doesn't it? and I punched out. That shouldn't even matter at this point. We're not gonna win. We already secured a boost. Oh, hang on. Maybe we are gonna win. It's all of a sudden 6-4 here with nobody out. Only bad thing is it's now the clutch rating, which isn't good on Diaz, and it's still lefty-lefty. Oh, lean into that. No, he's gonna get thrown out. Why is the CPU so stupid? Why? You don't need to go on that. It's 20 speed. Oh, what am I doing looking at that? Honestly, he set it up the pitch before. He went way outside with a slider, so that's kind of what I was seeing. Oh, we won! No way! Oh, the team picked it up. Okay, that's kind of BS. One home run, but quiet otherwise. I know I struck out twice, but I worked a 3-2 count, and I drew a walk. There's no way that's a +1. But that's really all we need, was a plus in general. That'll get us the attribute boost. That gets them the performance boost, at least, even if it's only a +1. And we won the game somehow, so we got a little bit more positive momentum. I don't know. I really... 3-run 7th, 4-run 8th. Is this team coming back? Are we finding our identity again? A little bit more momentum. We weren't fully depleted, so that's good. I'd still like another relatively quick turnaround here to just keep building it up, or lose a game without spending momentum. That's fine. We won more than we lost, and it's a quick turnaround. That's what I want. It's another player lock. Still 85 projected wins, but we're now 3 games over 500. Only 5.5 back in the division. We gained some ground there. And we moved past the Phillies, which means we're only... Okay, we're a half game back. I guess we didn't move past the Phillies. We're tied with the Phillies. So we are a half game out of a playoff spot in the wild card and only 5.5 back in the division. This is within reach. We did exactly what we needed to do in this episode. Just like I said, today is the day we turn it around. The job is not complete. There is no room to let up. But we have finally set ourselves down the right path here to get our season turned around and get us back to the postseason. So guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. My guess is you're probably not going to want to miss the rest of this regular season. But guys, that's going to do it. So thanks for watching again today. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time.